Your cat does this subtle thing when they trust you, and chances are you never even noticed it. These trust signals don't look like love at all, but they are, every single one of them. And the last one? Most cat owners misread it completely. Matching your voice. Have you ever noticed that sometimes your cat seems to copy the way you talk? Not the words. Cats don't speak human yet, but the tone and pitch of your voice. If you haven't, you might think I'm mad, but I promise this is a thing cats do. It's like your cat's own little vocal mimicry game. And no, they're not just trying to annoy you with a meow that sounds suspiciously like your sighs of exhaustion, like when kids repeat what you're saying to be irritating. I'm not crazy. There is a proper science behind this. Researchers have found that cats tune into their human vocal patterns more than we think. According to Dr. Karen McComb, a zoologist specializing in animal communication, yeah, she knows her stuff. Your cat can adjust their vocalizations to better communicate with you. It's a form of social mirroring. Think of it being kind of like your cat saying, "I'm on the same wavelength," or "the same thing happened to me once," or "yeah, I don't feel you, you man." What's fascinating is how this vocal tone matching differs from typical cat communication. For instance, your cat's chirps or silent meows, which we'll be talking about in a little bit, are often explicitly directed at you, their pet parent, rather than other cats or strangers. It's like a private chat channel or a DM. The tone can carry affection, urgency, or playful teasing, all signs that they feel safe enough to express themselves subtly and nuanced when around you. Pay attention to your cat's vocalizations if you have a grumpy tone to your voice every Monday morning as you have to go back to work. You might notice they're slightly in sync with your vibes. It seems odd, but you should consider it a weirdly adorable compliment. They're not just copying you, they're connecting. The silent meow. These silent meows are some of the most curious and endearing cat behaviors. Unlike the loud, attention-grabbing meows we often hear, a silent meow is precisely what it sounds like. Your cat opens its mouth and moves its lips as if to meow, but no sound comes out. It looks like when a person has to sneeze but can't. But it's actually, and this is a weird phrase, but hear me out, a whisper of trust. Silent meows are rarely used in the wild. Your cat tends to reserve this habit for humans they feel safe with. So if your cat does this around you, #good news! Dr. John Bradshaw explains that silent meows may be a sign of trust because cats expose themselves vocally, which is a very vulnerable act, but only do so when they believe they won't be judged or harmed. And you know you can trust old Bradshaw, as he's been one of the most reliable research sources when making these videos. It's almost like your cat says, "I want to talk, but I don't need to shout because I know you're listening." It's reflective of the slightly quieter tone you speak, or the more chilled manner with which you conduct yourself when around those friends you know the best. You don't need to show off for them, so you chill out a little. Sometimes, silent meows are paired with soft chirps or trills, which researchers suggest may be a way to get your attention gently or invite interaction without alarming anyone. So if your cat even greets you with a barely there meow, that sound may be quiet, but it's a loud declaration that they love you. Grooming objects after grooming you. Now, I'm willing to bet you probably haven't thought about this one, though if I'm wrong, be sure to scream at me in the comments. When your cat licks you, yes, cats groom their humans, and then immediately moves on to groom a nearby object like a blanket, a chair leg, or even your shoe, what's going on there? It's odd, right? We get it. They like to lick us. But why do cats sometimes immediately think, right, have to lick that chair leg now? Human skin for dinner, chair leg for dessert. This might seem random, but vets and animal behaviorists are pretty convinced it's actually a powerful social behavior rooted in scent marking and bonding. Grooming is a profoundly social activity among cats, strengthening relationships and blending scents within a family group. That's right, cat litters like to deliberately merge their smells together to create one cohesive family smell. Why not? When your cat grooms you, they say, "You're part of my tribe." And by grooming a nearby object afterwards, they're extending that social bond into the environment. They're creating a shared scent circle, ensuring the smell of you and me mingle in the places you both frequent. It's a subtle but beautiful saying, "We belong together. I will create this mingled smell we've made, then spread it over there as well." This behavior is so meaningful that it might signify stress or discomfort when cats don't groom their trusted humans or the shared environment. So don't just be complimented by it, be actively happy that it's happening. You and your cat are now spreading your jointly created stench all over the home. And despite how it sounds, I swear that's a good thing. The slow departure. If you do something to irritate or upset your cat accidentally, I'm sure we all make mistakes. And you might find that your cat storms out of the room with haste, bolting out of the room like they're late for work. But have you ever noticed how your cat sometimes doesn't just get up and leave the room abruptly? Instead, they'll slowly wander off, pausing to glance back or linger nearby, really milking it like they're leaving a house party, but making sure to say goodbye to everyone before they go. If you've ever caught this subtle slow departure, consider yourself lucky. It's a sign of deep social attachment. Cats are often portrayed as independent loners, but in reality they form social bonds and attachments. They just do it on their terms. According to feline behaviorist Pam Johnson-Bennett, cats who trust their humans show slow departures because they're hesitant to leave the safety and comfort of your presence. They want to leave the room, perhaps because there's food in the other room, and they love food, but they also don't want to leave the room because you're in the room. So the whole process slows down to a dawdle. I mean, it's almost too cute, right? Contrast that with a cat who suddenly bolts away. That is almost always a sign of stress, discomfort, or distrust. Or as I say, perhaps you accidentally upset them. The slow lingering exit means your cat feels secure enough to detach rather than flee gradually. It's their version of, "I like hanging with you, but I gotta do my thing. I'll see you in a bit, yeah?" Following you room to room. I mentioned just then that some cats aren't as independent as we believe they are. But some cats really aren't. And some of you may be grinning with relatability right now, knowing exactly what I'm about to say. Some cats follow their pet parents from room to room like they're glued to them. It's easy to think this behavior is clinginess or possibly even annoying, but experts say it's often a strong sign of trust and attachment. Sure, cats are territorial. However, the home space is also their social domain. When your cat follows you from room to room, they're basically saying, "I want to be where you are because you're my safe spot." Dr. Dennis Turner, another feline behaviorist who knew there were so many, notes that this kind of attachment following is one of the most apparent signs cats form secure bonds with their humans. So annoying? Maybe. But a sign they dig you? Also yes. Exposing their stomach to you. It may not seem like a big deal for your cat to flop to the ground and roll over, revealing their stomach, but it's a massive deal reserved only for the humans they trust with their life. Because in the wild, showing off their stomach like this would actually put them at risk. And no, not just because they're very ticklish. Their belly is, at the risk of being gross, a big bag full of organs, vital organs that they don't want to put in harm's way. Showing it means they feel completely safe with you. According to our old pal Dr. John Bradshaw, exposing the belly is a gesture of ultimate trust and submission. It's like your cat is saying, "I don't need to protect myself from you." Though crucially, it doesn't always mean "please rub my belly." Many cats just want to show you their trust without inviting contact. They might freeze or even flinch if you try to touch their belly. So respect that boundary. But the next time your cat rolls over and reveals that precious stomach, take a moment to appreciate the courage and trust behind the gesture. But there's one thing you can do that almost always melts a cat's heart, and it involves a kiss. Watch this next.